I'm going to play a video for you, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts and 2 cents because you have to watch the entire video in its entirety. And what makes this a little disturbing and concerning is the fact that she thought this shit was cute. She pretty much admitted to 3 types of crimes. And the women in her comment section was like, oh yeah, I'm going to remember that for next time.
I understand the Tyler and Jordan situation because something similar happened to me back in 2022. I was talking to this African and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna be in your city January 31st. Let's kick it. I was like, okay, cool. I gave him my number and he was like, yeah, I just want to hang out with you for like an hour and we do a little Snow White. How much is that? I was like, oh, I'll let it go for about $400. He was like, oh, okay, cool. So I come through there, we start skating, and before I know it, I'm really feeling real euphoric. Like, I don't know what he mixed it with, but I was feeling super myself. I was feeling myself, like just really feeling myself. I don't know what happened, but all I know is I did not leave there in an hour. I left there the next day. Why is it February 1st? So I was like, oh, you played with me. You really didn't have to do all that. And I started feeling weird about the whole situation. I started regretting the whole situation. I was like, you know what? You're going to have to come up off of more than $400. And he was just like, nah, here's your money. And yeah, you got a dip. And I was just like, oh, you don't want to pay me more? And he was like, no. I was like, you know what? You ain't got to fight me. You're going to have to fight these allegations. So what I allegedly did is I went to the hospital, got a drug test, got an R kit. And I texted him and I was just like, hey, I felt really weird about that whole situation. I didn't appreciate it. And you know what? Since you didn't want to come off of what you agreed on, it's all good and dandy. Just know that there are going to be repercussions of what you did. And that man said nothing to me but this. This is what he had to say to me. I allegedly say all this to say, Jordan, you did all this to accomplish something, but you didn't execute it right. And Talil, this is a lesson.
That's just diabolical. If you don't know who she's talking about, Jordan Pauline and Talil, I believe that's a situation where a girl, the streamer Talil, they were partying, whatever it is. I guess she wanted to use the bathroom, whatever. We came to the house. Whatever happened between them, she tried to come out and say that he did something to her, that he forced her into something. But ironically, he had recordings of her. Even during it, she shows that she was on him, and then even after they did it, she was like pillow talking afterwards and saying like, "Oh, I don't usually do that, you know. I can't believe I did it, whatever." Da 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 da. So he was like, "Oh, it's all good because you probably not gonna talk to me no more." Stuff like that. The instant regret afterwards, and then after that, she tried to make the allegations. Talil put out all the receipts to show that no, she wanted it. He wasn't even me. It wasn't even my intention. We end up doing something. It was consensual. And she tried to act like, that I did something to her. So she was basically telling that woman that, yeah, you did it, but you didn't do it right because that man had the receipts and you didn't do anything to combat those. Now, with that being said, this is diabolical and this is evil. She said that the man didn't give her what they agreed on. He did give her what they agreed on. And she decided to stay even longer, which was on her. He didn't hold her down there or try to. It's just that she was feeling good and icy, and that's what happened. I'm really hoping that this woman read a Reddit post and she was just speaking through somebody else's, and this is not her own personal story. I'm just making that up, and I really hope that's the situation because I don't think women can be this outspoken, this nonchalant, and not care about whatever's coming out their mouth when they put in allegations on these dudes. That's in the Bible.
This is a lesson. Any young man getting a little bit of paper, this is a lesson.
It is. Correct.
Be a good person.
That's the lesson.
And keep God first, nigga.
Comment section was filled with women talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna remember that for next time. Thanks, sis, for putting me on. And not one single person called her out. Not one single woman called her out. It was like, not only is this shit illegal as fuck, but you're gonna cause more problems for women who are actual victims of sexual assault. Like, if anybody had any doubt on a woman coming on social media talking about she was sexually assaulted, this confirms not to believe a single woman who comes up on the internet claiming that she was sexually assaulted.
And people don't think about that. They don't think about the women that they actually hurt when they do this. Even if let's just say, because I'm hoping my fingers are crossed here, that she was just playing. But let's just say, even if she was playing, the fact that you can say stuff and then you put things on it like this ain't real. Like these things really happen to women. And not even the women care, but they never get called out for it. So that's the bad part, that the real victims are not going to be able to get what they deserve because nobody's going to believe them. It's like the boy who cried wolf. But the darker part about that is the comment section. And then I've seen videos similar to this one, and I look at the comment section. When I say it's diabolical, it's diabolical. When I say it's a ton of fatherless behavior in there, it's a ton. Like, it can't even be measured. The fact that women look at this like it's a how-to video. How, like, I need to learn how to do this in the right way so I can hold men, especially the men with a little bit of money. I can hold men under the fire, which shows the evilness that a woman can have. Women are not typically stronger than men on average, so therefore but they show aggression. It's just how they show aggression. And they usually do it through proxy. They'll do it through somebody else. And it's usually like the justice system, child support court, justice system, their brother, somebody else will do the bidding for them. That doesn't mean that they're just good people, because they'll say, like, you know, men commit basically most of the violent crime. It's like the vast majority of violent crime are men. Yeah, because that's the people that's doing the bidding. Right? Those are the people with the strength. If women were stronger than men, it'd be a serious situation out here. When women are stronger than people, they tend to show the most aggression. The people that are most violent towards children and the people that's most violent towards the elderly is women, by far, opposed to men. And those are people that are typically stronger than them. Now, this is not to say that all women are kicking kids downstairs in grandpas and grandmas. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying when it comes to the dynamics of strength, men will typically cause more damage to other men and also women, right? Men, they might be equal to or not, and they'll cause damage to them, and they'll cause damage to women because women are weaker. So they'll take advantage of that. The men that do that. But it's not like women are on a high horse here, because they'll do the same. But it's just the people that are weaker than them. So basically, same creature, same thing.
Not only will the general public not believe you, but you just made it 10 times harder for law enforcement. Because when law enforcement does their investigation, and there's even enough to charge, and that young man gets an attorney, they're going to comb through your social media. They're going to subpoena social media platforms for all and every one of your videos that you delete. And they're going to comb through the comment section, because there's software. They're going to comb through comments that you make that's going to corroborate that you were lying. And until there is legal and punitive consequences for women who lie, y'all making it harder for victims, sweetie, we are past that point right now. We are way past that point. And let me explain. When that Jordan girl came up on Beyonce's internet and said that Talil raped her, my immediate thought after the first 3 seconds was, you're lying. And then I was like, I'll give you the benefit of doubt. I don't like giving people the benefit of doubt. But I was like, let me go ahead and listen to the entire story. And sure enough, it confirmed it. She was lying. Her body language, the way she told the story, the inconsistencies in her story, the discrepancies in her story, all came up to she is lying. I stayed quiet. I didn't say shit. I was like, you know what? Let me see how this is going to play out. I might be wrong. But you know what? My accuracy is about 98%. I can sit there and make 10 assumptions. One will always be wrong. And there's far few in between. So a lot of my male mutuals were like, nah, I think it happened to her because of past behaviors with Talil. I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't say shit. But let's wait, because I really don't believe this chick. Talil might be a fucked up individual who has amoral character, but her story was like, nah, I don't believe her.
I'm going to be honest. If anybody followed Talil and they know more than I know, please put it in the comment section so I can dig a little bit more into that, because it's zero things that I ever saw that he did anything to anybody. And we're not talking about a guy that, you know, sleep with girl number one and then sleep with girl number two. That's not it. We're talking about a man that would actually commit acts like that, like crimes. In order for somebody to do that, you don't just wake up one morning and just want to do that. There's no woman hot enough to be like, all right, bet, yeah, I don't do this normally, but today I seen you and this is going to happen today. It don't go like that. In order for people to do that, they have to mentally be sick somehow, some way. You don't do that sometimes. You don't do that one time. That's something that you've been dreaming about, and this is something that you really wanted to do. And if you did it once, you're probably going to do it again. These are sick individuals. So to say that he's a sick individual and you've seen signs of that, I would love to know what signs was shown with him. I haven't seen it, but that doesn't mean they don't exist. So if you've seen it, please let me know, because that's extremely interesting.
And sure enough, he broke out the receipts and it confirmed she was lying. A lot of times when these women come up on social media claim that they're a victim of assault, whether it's domestic violence or sexual assault or rape, it's because they have aspirations and goals or ambitions to be a social media influencer, except they don't have the talent, the personality, and the skills to be an actual social media influencer. So what they do is they exploit the sympathy and the pity of a lot of women because these types of issues resonate with them. Either they've experienced it firsthand, they know someone who've experienced it. And so what these women are doing is exploiting and capitalizing on people's empathy and sympathy and their past victimhood.
To be honest, that is 100% true. I don't know. I think that the female streamers, I mean, if you disagree, you let me know you disagree. But I think they're boring as shit. I don't think female streamers are entertaining at all. Not even a little bit. I think a lot of their audience is just guys that want to hook up with them or simp to them. I think that's the majority of their audience. I don't think they can actually garner an actual audience beyond the way they look, to be honest. And that's if they look, good enough in most cases, or they have to follow drama. What they do is they get next to the male streamers that actually can garner attention, and then they try to like siphon attention off them. They try to steal their attention, their audience. They always around these dudes. It's for a reason. And this is not only females, right? It's other male content creators that do the same thing with the other male content creators. They might be boring and they might not have it. But for the most part, most of the female streamers, they always get next to these male streamers to basically try to take over their audience or try to take some of their audience or try to get something out of them. And the more famous a guy is, people don't realize that the more famous they are, the more allegations you would just get. So I guess the more money you got, the more problems you get, right? And that totally makes sense. I also believe that these women should be put on a list. The problem is with all of this, that these women are not put on a list, and that list is just like a pedo list, that false allegations list. So people can dig thoroughly through whatever you're doing or whatever you've done before. And people around you should know that you're the type of person to lie. So know that we should not be in a room with you unless we have cameras or something in there, because we know you're prone to lying. No, I shouldn't just bring you in here for a private interview. No, everywhere I go with you needs to have cameras or audio to some sort. So we know that we can protect ourselves because you're the type of person to put false allegations. There should be a list. Hit the like button if you believe that.
Like I have said in multiple comment sections of men expressing genuine concern in regards to women like that, a lot of these women walk around with red flags and warning signs like a billboard. You can clock them. You can definitely clock them. But if you allow lust to consume you and you're too busy trying to smash and dash because she has a cute face and a nice body, you're going to set yourself up for failure. Until there is legal and punitive consequences to women who make false allegations, who wrongfully accuse a man and utilize the legal system as some way to be vindictive or garner some type of revenge, women of actual assault, real victims of assault and rape, they will never be believed. We have crossed the point now that when women come to the internet talking about, oh, I'm a victim, my immediate thought and question is why and so what?
I mean, you could say that, but they're always believed. In fact, any woman that say that solely just because of that, the guy loses his sponsorships. He can lose anything, everything that he has. He can lose solely just off an allegation. And when you get the Johnny Depp Amber Heard type of situation where he vindicated years later, he already lost tens of millions of dollars. That baseball player, I forgot his name. His name was Trevor something. Bannister, whatever his name is. But he was a baseball player. Well, the woman lied. Not only did the woman lie, she had text message to her friend talking about how she gonna lie. Oh, basically, I got me an NFL player, new contract, 50 mil. I need daddy to choke me so I can take this money. So she told him, oh, I like it rough and all this extra stuff, only for her to lie afterwards and say that he did something to her. Then there was videos of her after that, the night after, I guess the morning after, and he was knocked out. And she got the camera showing her friend, like, yeah, this, I did it, smiling, all in the camera. This is the same time she said that he abused her. Only for her to get up that same morning and leave to go basically put all these allegations. That man lost tens of millions of dollars. And then after he was vindicated, and he couldn't say anything about it. He couldn't even defend himself. And then after all the court, which to me, see, white people, this is why you need a black friend. Because if they tell me like, hey, you can't say anything to defend yourself to the public or to whatever it is. So you basically have to just shut up and let the court play out. Fuck you. I'm going to say whatever I want to say. Put me in jail. They're going to know this. And once they hear it, they already heard it. I don't care. There's no way you're going to just come out here and I'm telling everything. The public going to need to know because publicly, that's how I get my money. I'm a public figure. So you're not going to mess up tens of millions of dollars so we can go through a process only for me to be vindicated anyway. And now lose all my sponsorships, everything that I have and all this money just because somebody made an allegation. Go through the court system. Fuck you.